Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to today's video. Hope you have all had a great green day in the market. It's a green day recap for me. We're going to go over everything that I did today. So I placed one green trade, which you see on the screen now, but I'll talk in depth why I placed this trade. And there was two other setups today that I just didn't pull the trigger on. It's definitely one thing noting for my personal self at the moment is I'm just not pulling the trigger. A bit nervous today, not going to lie. Hand was actually a bit shaky. First time my hand has ever shaken. I've done over 8 months in the simulator. I've done a month or so now in real money. I never had that. You can get that emotion in the market, but it's the first time my ever actual finger was shaking on the hotkey. Really weird. Something I've got to work on, pulling the trigger. So yeah, we will get into the video. As always, just want to thank everyone who's subscribing to the channel, who's following along, who's liking the videos, commenting. It's building a really good community here, and just thank you all once again, and it's really appreciated. And enough of that, let's get into today's video. So a lot of momentum in the market today, really good to see. We got our account balance up, as you see here. We now got, this was before the profit on the day is $9.18, which we'll talk about in a second, and the equity is 842. The money wasn't actually in my account when I started trading. It came in during the day, so luckily NCTY was in my price range to take 100 shares before the money actually come in, but I think it came in around 3 o'clock my time, which is about half hour ago. So it's good to have this little boost back up, and I think that worked out to around roughly $360-ish that I've bumped the account up. So yeah, let's get into the video. So there's definitely a few stocks on watch. There's nothing crazy interesting, but there were definitely a few stocks on watch. So NCTY was on the scanner, I believe PETZ was on the scanner, JMU was on the scanner, and even AWSM. And they're the 4 stocks we'll talk about, and 3 of them was the ones I was going to trade. So the obvious one pre-market was NCTY. It had a bit of a high float, but as you see here, it gapped up from around the 230 all the way up to, well, where's the pre-market? 230 up to around the $3. No, sorry, up to, yeah, that's it, about the 340. Yeah, it was just below 350, that's it. So yeah, it was gapping up just below 350. Once again, if you see yesterday's video where I talk about sort of entries and exits and my sort of game plan in the pre-market, once again we get this nice little wedge here, and as you see, these sort of strategies repeat themselves. This is just, this is basically at the 350 mark. So yes, we're looking for the break of 350. The only issue with this kind of one compared to yesterday is it was quite extended. You see that all these green. It wasn't like it was having this tug of war or sort of the, I guess the word is, a bit more a wavy, grindy up, which was kind of nice. This is definitely grindy, but it's just, you see how many candles, it's almost like 10 to 15 green candles in a row. So I thought it's definitely overextended. So I was a bit more cautious to look for that entry. So my actual plan was, I was hoping we'd get a washout, which we did. Washout down to this area. It's no surprise why I got in at this area here. This is my buy, this is my sell. And as you see, so we're looking for the push for 350, definitely. But my support was around that 325 area. So now if we go into my trades, you see all the history. Bought at pretty much 325 and we sold at 334. So $9 winner, which is nice. $9 profit. We definitely left some money on the table because we could have even got a better entry. Even though that was my entry, it did flush down a bit. It did flush down more, and then I got in, so I slightly paused on the entry. But once we got it, this is where I said I was getting a bit, I don't know if it's nervous because of last week or, just trying to book in a green trade maybe. But you see here, I was trying to, it was hanging around the 335 area for a while, and it just wasn't really moving. I was worried that it was just, because it come down to a bottom of, 315 here, and then it popped up to 335. I thought maybe that was the 20-cent pop we got, and that was going to be it, and it was going to sell off as it kind of did here. So I sold it. I managed to get filled at 334, and literally, not even lying, 3 or 4 seconds later, it just blew past 350. It blew past this 350 all the way to the high of 385. So, you know, within seconds, we could have gone from a 9-cent winner to maybe a 30-40 cent winner, which would have been absolutely crazy. So, but it is what it is. I like this to, you know, I want it to be realised a bit quicker. If it's not popping or dropping straight away, then I'm not, you know, I'm sort of trying to be in and out as quick as possible. You know, green is good. We're still green. We've started with more money. We've ended with more money than we started with, and after that, yeah, there wasn't much of entries. There was this washout here, which this is one of the kind of one of the ones I was a bit iffy on. Well, I was iffy on entering. You see here, so we've got the nice pop up here to run 390. Big green candle is what we want. We get the pullback. We could have looked to bought here, you know, 355. So we could, let's say the body of the candle would have set our limit at 360. So if we're in 360, look for the pop up to which we've got the 375, and our sell would have been at 350. So there's definitely one there we missed, and we could have done. And as I say, once again, you know, in at 360, stop is 10 cents at 350, and we look for a 10 cent, 15 cent gain as well, which we would have got to be quick. And yeah, so a little bit disappointed that I missed that entry, but there was quite a lot of stuff going on at the same time. There was PETZ that was moving. This is just selling off now, but you see this was gapping up pre-market, made some big moves. I missed this move here because I was concentrating on NCTY, but you see we've got these two big green candles. We got the pullback. We actually got a big flush down here. So you know, that would be risky to get in. We could have definitely get the pop, but this could have easily sell off. But once we get this, once we've got this consolidation here, it's just looking really overextended. It's very difficult. You could buy these 1 minute pullbacks, like look, that's a 1 minute to make a new high there. And there, and there, and there, and there, but it's after each one, it's just really risky to actually take. So yeah, couldn't get any really clean entries on this one. We did get a pullback here, which wasn't worse, you know. But once we had this doji, afterwards, as you see, it just consolidated, and then it sold off. So I couldn't really get a good entry. The best probably entry would have been here on this pullback. Once it flushed down, look for the sell high, and then you keep your stop basically below the 150 once again. Why 150? Because, you know, $half and whole dollars are good support and resistance points. But what we was looking at, so one, I was keeping an eye on JMU. JMU was gapping up pre-market, but it didn't have any. It just didn't have any volume, as you see. It was gapping up. It sort of sold off a little bit, but as you see here, just no volume. So what happened is, and this is one I was a bit frustrated on, I missed. So we get the nice little pop up from 284. Well, I guess out of the gates was around the $3, all the way up to 340. So it's made this big move, sort of flushed down. I wasn't interested in this one, but when we got this big washout, I'm going to use a different color. When we get this big washout here, this big red candle, I thought it's just such a big washout. And then what you've seen on the videos yesterday, on JMU today, and I'll show you again in another stock in a second, that when we get these big washouts, we are getting these pops, 1 or 2 candles pop, well, like here, 1, 2 candles, and you know, once again we sell for the quick pop, 10-15 cents, that's it. But then 10-15 cents add up big in the long run. You know, 1,000 shares, that's $150 per 15 cents, and as you see, it did make the move. So really disappointed, and I just didn't pull the trigger, just for whatever reason, just nervous, negative, whatever the reason is. Definitely have to figure it out. Just didn't pull the trigger, and I knew it in real time, like why didn't I do that? And AWSM come on the scanners, and what happens? AWS comes on the scanners, you know, slightly after, well, at the same time, said 9:34. This was on the scanners pre-market. It was gapping up once again, so definitely wanted to keep an eye on. It did sell at the open, but it made this big move. I didn't see this big move because I was in NCTY. Once again, it pulled back, and what do we get? We get this big flush, and once again, we're not looking to be heroes on these ones, but we see here we've got this big flush down here. We could look to buy. You know, where could we, you know, where would we want to sell? We well, basically any time if we buy the dip here, and let's say we get in at the 95 area, you know, I'd look to be selling at the bottom, you know, 5-10 cent stops, really tight stop. And as you see here, we've got this nice pull, nice push-ups again, and that's a, you know, from 8, that's from 390, let's say 390 up to 430. That's a, you know, a 40-cent move that we missed out on. Yeah, we wouldn't have captured all of it because it would have popped. We would have sold quickly into it, so we may have missed this actual candle. I don't know why it keeps changing colours on me. We may have got, like you said, this candle here. We might not have got, but we would have got this little pop, 10-15 cents. So them two moves that I was just really negative on, or hesitant on, I just didn't pull the trigger, and that was basically me done for the day. There was loads of stocks today that made some decent moves afterwards. HE, as you see, just to give you an overall view of the market today, I think it was HEPT made a decent move. You see here, made a big move. GSUM made a big move again. See there. So it's definitely got some good momentum in the market, but you know, I was already up green, which was good. I missed out on basically three entries after that. Really hesitant. Maybe I was trying to protect this small green win. I'm not 100% sure. But definitely, you know, definitely hesitant. Definitely need to start pulling the trigger. Hopefully now that the account's up a bit more, got a bit more risk-reward management structure in place for my own strategies. Hopefully I'll learn from all these days and pull the trigger a bit more, because definitely could have made, you know, $30-40 today on the setups that I was looking to take. Just didn't pull the trigger, so definitely one to learn from. So as always, thank you again for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. We'll be back tomorrow with another recap on the trades. Let's pull the trigger. Regarding my actual trades, I'm only looking to take 1, 2, at maximum 3, but 1 or 2 trades a day, trying to get some green, slowly build the account up, and that's all we're looking for. And yep, as always, thank you again. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.